It's Week 14 of the 2026 season, and we'll see Christian Watson. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Commanders and the Texans, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
One final month to push for the playoffs or start preparing for the future. Here we go in Week 14. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
And all those touchdowns. Kate, he traded every one of them in exchange for a victory. It's team over individual for him. So even though he himself is coming off the exact type of showing you want, that kind of efficiency usually wins you games. And he will be focused on rectifying those things here.
Stroud in the air to start us off. That pass caught by Tank Dell. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Gets this one into the hands of Christian Kirk. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They're now set for 1st and 10. Here's Stroud now. Hauled in left side. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commanders territory. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. To the air yet again. It's Stroud. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Texans are going to have a first down. He'll throw it yet again. Schultz with the catch. And they bring him down around the 34.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
Man in motion here. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. To the air, Stroud. This is complete to Schultz. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Out of the shotgun, a gift to Mixon. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. From the gun, Stroud. This throw is caught. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he's in! Touchdown, Houston! The Texans finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone, getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Give him a pass from last week because they still found a way to win, and that's the ultimate job of a quarterback. But those interceptions, that's not what we're used to seeing out of him week to week. The 2 touchdowns, though, well, that's the bar he wants to hit each and every time out, and when he gets there, usually good things follow.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Daniels from the pistol. And his first pass falls incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
On 2nd and 10 now, Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Pretty clear here by these 2 play calls. The offense, they wanted to attack this secondary in the passing game. But this defense, well, they more than respond. It's got them in great shape to make a stand right here on 3rd down and finish off a brisk 3 and out to begin the game. That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
The Commanders ready for the punt. He punted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. Takes this in at the 25. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Running with Mixon out of the gun. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Can't find anyone open, and he's forced to throw it away.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Commanders' drive is going to start from deep on their own side of the field. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Out of the gun, Daniels. It's taken in by Sinnott. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. They gain 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
You want to start a good debate sometime, Kate? Go in an NFL locker room and ask which position is the best athlete. The big guys, the left tackles will tell you it's them. The corners will tell you it's them. But I'll tell you what, these tight ends of today, the way they can run, break tackles, and get in the open field, they truly are some of the best athletes on the team.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets him around 6 there. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Back to the well again. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They give it to him again. And he gets this down to the 41 before being stopped. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they bring him down around the 34. 3rd and just 2 to go. From the gun, it's Daniels. He completes it in traffic. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Now movement as somebody goes early. And for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials.
Ball start, offense.
There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost them 5 yards. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. They'll run here following the penalty. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Kirby Joseph up for the stop. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
For how well they were moving the ball on this possession, surprising. Surprising to see them get caught up now. And even more surprising, Kate, to see them knock so far backwards with the sack. At this point, well, you got to get back on schedule. Maybe even a manageable 4th down if you don't get the first.
And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Up and good from Fairbairn. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And it's still largely a rough outline, Brock. Not a finalized picture just yet, but our playoffs are starting to take shape. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Stroud. Into the hands of Schultz. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Mixon on the toss. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. 1st and 10 from the 41. Here's a give up the middle. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of one. 7-3 is our score. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Welcome back. We'll begin the second quarter with the Texans in possession. They'll begin the quarter with 3rd and 2. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's brought down for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
So it'll be Tommy Townsend once again to punt this away. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out. And indeed it did. They're putting the ball at the 19-yard line. The Commanders returning their offense and this running back to the field. And he's found many a gift in the end zone this season. As we work through December, he is currently tops in the league in rushing scores. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. From the 27. Got Sinnott. It's complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Daniels now. This ball's cut by Palmer. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Sending the tight end in motion left. Here's a handoff up the gut. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 27 on the play. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage. Running back sent in motion.
Daniels on first down. Watson with the catch. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Again, Daniels to the air. Bails out of the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Okay, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to author a comeback if this quarterback continues to run for his life.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them first and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
Well, that was all about the eyes. You've got to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender and make sure you know where that throw is going, and when it does, you got to react and knock it away. That is well done.
Has it in close. And that's a Washington touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders push their lead to 3. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. His return starts at the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. Now their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And this one doesn't go far. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Here's Stroud. Schultz with the catch. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it sets up a Houston first. Looking to throw, Stroud. Dell's got it near the sideline. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 37. Complete to Dell. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And the Texans are going to have a first down. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
Well, QB put it pretty close to the sideline to begin with, and the defender, look at him, just put his little hand right out there. It just encouraged it to fall out of bounds.
Simple dive up the middle. And they stop him after a pickup down to the 24. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. From the gun, Stroud. Dell with the grab. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he gets very good yardage there. That's down inside the 10. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Stroud escapes, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
And they get to him again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. Ball on the right hash, 48 yards out. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. The Texans in position to attempt a field goal. Everly's kick is good, and it'll knock this game up late in the 2nd quarter.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Commanders and this running back headed back out for a new series. And with the end of the season in sight, he's looking for a strong finish to capture that NFL rushing crown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now Daniels to throw. Short pass brought in. This is ahead for about 5. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. From the 33 on 2nd down. This one falls incomplete.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. They're out now, ready to punt it. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. Absolutely crushed his 1st punt, and here's another huge one. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. That punt goes 63 yards. And it's going to be Texans football. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Finds his back complete. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 34. That's a catch for Nico Collins. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Back to throw, Stroud. Completed to Collins. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun now, first round. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Final timeout called by the Texans. From the red zone now. This one's caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. Throwing it just before halftime. He's on the move, and he's going down. They said no to that shorter field goal, partner. Roll the dice for more, and they're going to end this first half empty-handed as a result.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up in the Still City, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh. And it's the Cowboys who are out in front. C.D. Lamb with a touchdown catch from Dak Prescott. Next, let's get over to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Lamar Jackson has a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Keon Coleman, a touchdown reception. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And he's been somebody who can get the scoring done with his legs just as much as his arm. You can see he's top 5 for touchdowns among NFL QBs. They'll run here on first down. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
It was University of Wisconsin, Kate, the first time I heard this term, slow to explode through. And think how good that Badgers run game has been at the college level. Well, they made runs like that look easy. Slow to explode through.
Big play pushes them beyond midfield. And he's brought down at the 44. That play good for 17 and a first down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
First down, and they go right back to him. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Tight end going in motion here. 2nd and 1. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with a first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
On first down, here's Daniels. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball, left side.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Has him on the quick hitter. It's inside the 10. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders take the lead right away in half number 2. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Gay with the point after. And the Commanders break that tie and now lead by 7. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Return coming from the 6. He lost the football. And they steal it back on the return. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. No, we just don't see kick returns nearly as often as we used to, Brock, which makes impact plays on them like that so much rarer.
Yeah, that is so well said. Kind of reminds me of my son's baseball coach, right? At a young age, you're always coaching those guys. Hey, the ball's going to come to you. The ball's going to come to you every single pitch. The ball's going to come to you. And these kickoff cover guys, they got to think in their mind every time is my chance to make a play, and they just did.
Complete on the option. And for the moment, that's going to be a touchdown. Whether it will stand, though, well, that depends on the call on this flag.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
He was downfield in a hurry, hoping to help with the play, but that effort cost him points as the penalty wipes out that touchdown. So now from further back, another try at 1st and goal. Throwing now, Daniels. Got Sinnott, it's complete. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And oh, he got it! Interception! Kamari Lassiter with the pick. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now. Yeah. They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's 1st and goal. To the air, Stroud. He goes back to him yet again. Complete.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
Has it in close. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Here's Stroud now. Oh, my, it's intercepted in the end zone.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for them. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Right up the gut. And that one's forward for 1, maybe 2 yards. The tackle there by Daniil Hunter. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. One of the tight ends motioning left. Back-to-back carries here. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up. Another carry for him. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. From the 41. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Daniels. Complete beyond the marker. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They kick the running back in motion. Daniels on 1st down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. And we're going to get a timeout from the defense here. Again, Daniels to the air. Got a man. Palmer has it. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Texans have it as he records the first interception of his young career.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick 6? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
Out now come the Texans on offense. And that interception has set them up beautifully inside the red zone. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Finding Collins. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. They're going to run here. It's Mixon. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. First shot gets him 5. Still a couple of looks remaining. It's 2nd and goal. Mixon. Can't push it across. They make the stand. It looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Mixon on 3rd and goal. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. This just 21 yards down the pipe. Everly's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. On 1st down, they'll run. He's got a gain of 6 there. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Give now to the running back. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
And they needed more than one defender there. Powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
He takes it himself. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Plowing up the middle. Broke through the tackle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
They just get the play off. Watson with the catch. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders stretch their lead on the final play of the third. Christian Watson with the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this two-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Extra point converted by Gay. And the Commanders drive their lead to 11. 3 quarters in the books from this one. And after that last-second score in the third, we'll resume play with a kickoff. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Houston's offense back out now and ready to go. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. This is complete to Schultz. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball. There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Stroud now on 3rd. He has the first over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Try getting it to Nico Collins. And that'll bring up 2nd down. From the gun, Stroud. Fits it through the middle. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They've got a man in motion. Stroud throwing here on 1st. Left side into the hands of Dell. And he works this to the 38 before going down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun now for Stroud. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That's the rookie from Texas hauling it in. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That goes for 36 yards. And that will set up 1st and goal.
I can guarantee you that's going to be in Tell the Truth Monday right there in the film room, front and center, showing you the importance of tackling in the open field. An opportunity to cut him down sooner, but the broken tackle allowed him to add those extra yards to the catch.
And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they'll have 2nd and goal. Again, they give to Mixon. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Escapes out to the left. Pressure's there, and the Commanders got him. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And it pulls them back within 1 score here in the 4th.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. This offense running out for a new series, led by their running back. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Here's the handoff. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down. From the 31. That one's complete right side. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. From the gun, it's Daniels. Got Sinnott, it's complete. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or 2 short for the 1st down.
They'll bring out the punter here. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. And he's there to make the fair catch right at the 10-yard line. The Texans ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. 1st down, Stroud. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And he gets his own fumble, so the comeback hopes are still alive, but that clock keeps running. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Trying again, following the sack. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Now it's Stroud. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Well, 3rd and 15, you don't see many of those picked up, partner, but they found a way.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
On the option, here's Mixon. Across the 45 and still going. And he's brought down at the 44. They strike for 23 yards. And it sets up a Houston first. Motioning the tight end left. Here's Stroud. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
Here we go, second and very long. Connection made to Dell. And this isn't resolved quite yet as he goes out. We've got a flag down. Looks like it's going to be on the offense. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Here's Stroud now. Dell with the grab. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you could find a completion just like that.
And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Back to the well again. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Hey, these are the type of games he's counted on to get when they're available. Unfortunately, we had tremendous vision to see the seam and get through it before that window could close.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They're just going to let the clock run out and take this delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0.
Still first down.
This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. Out of the gun, Daniels. Taking a deep shot here. And not a great choice on first down. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted, actually, so 2nd down coming up. The running back gets it on the draw. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. So after the 2-minute warning, another stoppage here. The defense is calling time. 1:55 to go. He'll look to throw it. And he has it near the sideline and near the marker. And they're going to say he's out of bounds. Nearly a big play on 3rd, but now 4th down. So we have a pause here inside 2 minutes. All reviews come from the booth. And they want to take one more look. We're all watching that sideline here, seeing where those feet came down.
And no matter what they rule here, Kate, that was an outstanding effort just to make the catch.
Yeah.
Now we got to look and see, did he get both feet in with possession?
They sent it out to New York just to be safe, and the folks there saw enough to change that call. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Going to be 2nd down. Houston calls it 2nd timeout, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. They give it to him again. And all that for a single yard. What an effort to get what he could there. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Back to throw it. Gets this one to Watson. Decent gain here, but short of the first. Final timeout called by the Texans. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. He's back to throw. Oh no, the ball is loose. And it's recovered by the offense, but Brock gets 4th down. We know only the fumbler can advance it, so this is still going to be a turnover on downs. Now we get a look at this Texans offense. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Here he is to throw. He goes back to him yet again, complete. The clock rolls as the Texans try to hurry their offense to the line. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He was hoping to get it to Tank Dell there. And that takes them to 3rd down. Here he is to throw. That's the 1st down, and he's still going. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Back to throw. Cut near the goal line. And he takes it in for the touchdown. Down to their last breaths. And he gives them a shot now to force overtime. So there's part 1, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now you'd imagine comes a try for 2.
Yeah, and this might be just as tough as to go get that touchdown they just did because, well, they work on 2-point conversions, but they're difficult. This is also a must-have, though, Kate, if they want to try and force overtime.
Setting up to pass. And he's got a man. Complete. And he isn't going to get it. He's not going to get it. They needed that, too, for the tie. But the defense makes a stand that may decide this game. Setting up for a decisive onside kick here. Just under 45 seconds left. And this is going to be covered up by the Commanders. That should just about lock up the win. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. They're out there with a lead that's down now to just 2 points, Brock. So you got to be cautiously aggressive, right? Try to run out the clock, but take care of the football because all it takes is a field goal to beat you.
How many times do these games we call come down to just one possession? Right? It's why these teams spend so much time situationally in the red zone, end of half, end of game. You got to live for these situations.
So they take a knee here, and they stay perfect on the season. Another victory added on to their streak. So it's a win on the road for the Commanders. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock, the possibility of an undefeated season as they add another to their total here in the penultimate month of the campaign. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the Commanders, as we'll see you next time from Houston.